My bike is haunted. My bike is haunted. I first thought it was in the pedals. My legs kept spinning long after I wished to stop down the neighborhood's largest hill. But it wasn't the pedals. Or the tires. Those were replaced. You can't have a haunted tire if the tires are replaced. And then I thought it was the brakes or the frame. Couldn't replace the frame. It's the most expensive thing on the bike. It is the bike. It took me a year to realize that it was the handlebars. They handled so well that they were the last thing I considered. Sorry, bike seat and bike seat reflector that I gave away in earnest, and sorry, but you're welcome to the person whom I thought I was giving a haunted bike seat and reflector to. I'm not so sure of the moral complexities of that. I learned quickly that it was the handlebars when I was launched over them. Again, I thought brakes, tires, but it was the handles all along. Twisting and turning, I thought all the routes I took were of my own mind. Instead, I've been compelled by the Ouija board of bicycles and taken for one ride after another. Once I accepted this, things became easier. We went through all the trails the bike wanted me to see. My riding improved greatly when I let it determine where to go, and to its credit, it never put me in harm's way, except that initial flipping, but I was vigilant for a repeat offense that never came. Then we go into uncharted territory. Literally. I replaced the tires. We were no longer on the street. We climbed mountains before long. I replaced the bike seat. There are only so many times you can soil yourself before the seat is asking for an end to it. My compulsion to keep going, it must have come from the bike. I didn't want to go up the mountain. I didn't want to feel the jerk of the brakes. I didn't want to wet myself. I didn't want to come home stinking to the high heavens. The high heavens in this case is my apartment on the sixth floor, and as there's no elevator, I have to bring my bike and my soiled self up several risky floors of confrontation. I didn't want any of this, and I couldn't stay away. I tried to get another bike, in secret, of course. I kept it hidden. I wanted to see if my skills transferred over. Half of them did, but my instincts were all wrong. A great pianist could bind their hands to yours and make you play, but without them, you don't know which muscle to move or why. You are an unstrung puppet and everyone knows. That's how I ended up at the ER. An expensive trip, ripping expensive clothing, sitting on an expensive hospital bed, with expensive equipment and the medical jargon of an expensive education, and expensive pride being washed away as I stepped out into the night air with my torn clothing as the result of my new sling. I was on the couch for weeks after that. The old bike knew. By the time I rode it again, I found there was nothing there to guide me. It was as if the life was snuffed from the handlebars. The steel was soulless and even the grip was wrong. I promised myself no more bikes, only that one. It made no difference. I changed back the tires for the streets, not the mountains. I rode ordinary roads and passed ordinary people on ordinary bikes. I took rest stops and exchanged ordinary small talk with people who couldn't begin to know what I had and what I lost. What I wonder is if I could ever reclaim my haunted bike as asking the bike isn't working. The disappointment rings and my pleas are louder than a playing card in a child's spoke. And now my bike haunts me.